Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video we'll be looking at how to map out a water supply pipeline using Google Earth Pro. But before we go on, I'd like you to click the subscribe button to follow us for more videos that are educating. So we are going to use a location within Ogun State, which is in southwestern Nigeria, and the area we'll cover is camp. And so I have typed it already on the search bar of the Google Earth Pro, and I'll click on the search, and already it has been placed on the screen. So we're going to do some simple activity on this Google Earth Pro. So this area we have we're going to walk around somewhere around here. So this route leads to Ibadan, Oyo State, while this route leads to the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. So we're going to walk within this area. I will make it as simple as possible. So the first thing I'll do is that I'm going to create a route here, and that means I'll be making use of this feature, this one, which is called a new path. And so this is what we are going to do. Let's so we're going to walk this way. So I'll start from the camp junction and I'll click, and then well, because these areas, if you look at these areas, they are side streets. But what I'm going to do for now is that we will click on this. So these are areas that will be under consideration. Click on this, click, and then click on this one, click, and then click. So maybe I should leave it here. Then I should also click, and let's also click here. Now I'm going to save this as a pipeline. So let me just say main service pipe, and before I continue, I would also like to mention a few things. You can edit. I can change the color from here to blue, and once I click on that, I'll press OK, and you see the color has changed. I can also increase or decrease the width of the lines that were drawn. I can change this to 2 to reduce the thickness of the pipe, and you can see that it has reduced, but I prefer it to be left at 5 for visibility purpose. And then I can also click on measurements. So what that means is that the distance from here to all these routes covers 1,334 meters. Please, I also like you to take note that some of these records need to be kept, because if you're going to purchase pipes for for it to be used on this route, it means you must also have an idea of the length of the pipes, especially when it comes to preparing a bill of estimation for purchase of these materials. So I'll click OK, but I'll also like you to look at something. Let's right click and then go to show elevation profile. Now this gives us an idea starting from here it gives us an idea of the elevation of where we have drawn our lines. And so you can see that this area has the highest elevation of about 144 meters, and then this area has an elevation of 142. Now, the implication of this is that when you are searching for a location, you need to get some important points. One is where the source of water will come from. In this case, it's called a reservoir. So that means that when you are going to apply this in your software, the reservoir will have an elevation, and the reason for this is because the elevation the reservoir has to be located at the highest elevation point so that water can either be sourced by gravity or flow by gravity. That depends on the nature of the water supply system you are working upon. So this also means that you also need a place where you can have your storage tanks. So it is possible that your reservoir may not be located at this point. It may be located somewhere lower because it needs to be closer to the source of water, whether it is a river body or stream or borehole. Sorry, not borehole, groundwater sources such as artesian wells. So that means that if you have that, you must have a high lift pump that will lift the water from the reservoir to the overhead tank. So it's in this case we can decide to locate our source of water anywhere around here, but the important thing is that we may likely place our overhead tank somewhere around here, which is where we have the highest elevation. This is economical for a designer and the consumers in the sense that once water is pumped to the highest location there, it now flows by gravity to any of these areas where the pipes will be located, and this saves costs. So another thing we're going to do is that these locations we are going to introduce, especially, let me close this, especially for these areas, we're going to introduce pipe junctions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use what we call place mark. So I'm going to add place marks. So the first one, I'm going to place it here at this junction. I can also decide to change the style and the color, the view, the style and the color, and then I can change the icon, the color of the icon. I can change it to, let's say, blue. I can press OK. Green rather. I can press OK. I can also change the type of icon I'm using. I can decide to use this color or make it green, and I press OK. Or I can decide to use something that is circular. So we can go for something circular and introduce a color for it and make it a blue, and I press OK. So that means I have my first point. I can also scale it down by reducing the size of that. So I can take this as, I can take it as junction 1, and I press OK. So you can see that it has appeared as junction 1. Maybe we can do some let's go back to the properties. Let's change the let's see, maybe for now we will leave it at this, but let's change the label. Let's change the color so that we could see what is there. Let's make it yellow. Press OK, and then so that is what we have. We are going to continue with the second part of this video.